A day like today is most important and valuable for us as it provides us opportunity to meet many eminent resource persons from various IITs, IIT Hyderabad, NITs, NITR Chandigarh, and from various industries to provide us a chance to meet each other. It also enables us to intensify and elevate our research knowledge on wearable technology and its applications. For
Hello,
attending
Dr.
this
Fadl Bhai, how
occasion,
are you?
yeah, fine. Today's
Literary
guest
skills
delegates
delegates
with
with
great
great
joy
joy
and
and
immense
immense
exultation.
exultation.
On
On
behalf
behalf
of
of
JNS,
JNS,
I
Hello?
feel
I feel
privileged
privileged
to
to
extend my
extend my
warm
warm
welcome to
welcome to
all
all
present
Hello?
present
here.
here.
Hello,
Hello,
sir.
sir.
Huh?
A day
A day
like
like
today
today
is
is
most
most
important
important
and
and
valuable
valuable
for
for
us
us
as it
as it
provides the
provides the
opportunity to
opportunity to
meet
meet
with
with
many
many
eminent
eminent
professors
professors
from
from
IIT,
IIT,
IIT
What you
Hyderabad,
want?
Hyderabad,
Tell me. Answer
NIT,
quickly.
IIT
Please tell me quickly.
Chandigarh, and
Chandigarh,
from
and from
various
various
industries
industry
to
to
provide us
provide
a
us a
chance to
chance to
meet
meet
each
each
other.
other.
It
It
also
also
enables us
enables
to
us to
intensify and
intensify and
elevate our
elevate our
research
research
knowledge
knowledge
on
on
wearable
wearable
technology
technology
and
and
elevate
elevate
and
and
applications for
applications
the
for
Hello,
the
tell
prevention
me.
of
I'm
prevention
in
of
health
meeting.
health
Tell me quickly.
diseases
What
diseases
do you
and
want?
and
Who are you?
maintenance of
maintenance of
health
health
such as
such as
footwear,
footwear,
clothing,
clothing,
rings,
rings,
and
and
Your
wristbands.
hotel, is it?
For
For
gracing
gracing
this
this
occasion,
Huh?
we
occasion, we
have
have
with
with
us the
us the
Kishore
distinguished
Kumar, huh?
dignitaries.
dignitaries.
I
I
cordially
cordially
invite
invite
our
our
honorable
honorable
principal,
principal,
Okay.
Dr. K.
K.
Yeah,
Ramesh
yeah.
Reddy
Ramesh
I'll
sir,
Reddy
to
start
sir,
with
come
the
onto
to
the
come
stage.
onto the
stage and
stage
occupy
and
the
occupy
chair.
the
Oh,
chair.
I
I
request
request
Dr.
Dr.
Swapna ma'am
Swapna
to
ma'am
present
to
a
present
bouquet
a
to
bouquet
sir.
to sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
I now
I now
invite our
invite our
renowned
renowned
HOD,
HOD,
Professor,
Professor,
Department of
Department of
ACE,
ACA,
and
and
convener of this
convener of this
MDP,
MDP,
Dr. B.
Dr. B.
Venkateshwar sir,
Venkateshwar
to come
sir, to
onto the
come onto
stage
the
and to
stage and to
occupy the
occupy
chair.
the chair.
I
I
request
request
Dr.
Dr.
Rekha ma'am
Rekha
to
ma'am
present
to
a
present
bouquet
a
to
bouquet
sir.
to sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I now
I
call
now
upon
call upon
Professor,
Professor,
Department of
Department of
ECE, and
ECE, and
Coordinator of this
coordinator of this
MDP,
MDP,
Dr. K.
Dr. K.
Ragini ma'am,
Ragini
to
ma'am,
come
to
onto
come
the
onto
dais
the
and to
dais and to
occupy the
occupy
chair.
the chair.
I
I
request
request
Sripatma ma'am
Sripatma
to
ma'am
present
to
a
present
bouquet
a
to
bouquet
ma'am.
to ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
A ray
A
of
ray of
light is
light
a ray
is
of
a ray of
hope.
hope.
Let's all
Let's
leave
all
the
leave the
darkness and
darkness
step
and step
towards the
towards
bright
the
path.
bright path.
Now,
Now,
we will
we
have
will
a
have a
traditional
traditional
auspicious
auspicious
lighting of
lighting
the
of the
lamp
lamp
ceremony.
ceremony.
I
I
request
request
all the
all the
dignitaries on
dignitaries
the
on the
dais to
dais to
proceed for
proceed
the
for the
lighting of
lighting
the
of
lamp
the lamp
ceremony
ceremony
and its
and its
symbolically
symbolically
inaugurate the
inaugurate the
meet.
meet.
ఇది ఆఫ్ చేయండి యూట్యూబ్ లో కనిపిస్తుంది
Thank you, sirs and ma'am. To begin this auspicious occasion, may I invite Mrs. Sri Padma ma'am to invoke the Almighty. I request you all to please stand for the invocation. गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गणेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलत्वायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्रपरित्रात्रे गुरुपाकण्डकण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय घण्टमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणाधीशाय गुणातीताय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय बालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Professor, Department of ECA and Coordinator of this FDP, Dr. K. Ragini ma'am, to welcome all the participants and to address the gathering. Morning to one and all. Honorable dignitaries, Chief Guest Dr. N.C. Shivprakash Garu sir, Secretary Srimati Sri Vijaya Madam Garu, Principal Dr. K. Ramesh Reddy sir, HOD sir Dr. B. Venkateshlu sir, and speakers for FDP, the professors, HODs, colleagues, deans and participants. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to this opening ceremony of 5-day FDP on wearable devices sponsored by ACT. The main objective of Atal FDP program is to plan and help in imparting quality technical education in the country and to support technical institutions in fostering research, innovation and entrepreneurship through training in various emerging areas. Around 1,000 FDPs throughout the nation is planned in a year by the Atal Academy. It's a Guinness Book record, I have to say that. And coming to the topic, today's topic, that is the wearable devices. So the type of wearable devices is very attractive as it comes in many different forms and flavors, targeting different accessories and slow things that people. Although small in size, they are often expected to continuously sense, collect and upload various physiological data to improve quality of life. I heard that the wearable technology market is expected to reach a market value of $57,653 million by 2022. And the wearable devices like smartwatches, smart garments, e-textiles, fitness trackers, smart glasses for monitoring activities are becoming part of daily life now. So this workshop mainly focusing on technological changes with in-body wireless devices communication technologies, their use in biomedical engineering and healthcare.
So we had
We had
total
total 14 sessions, 14
sessions
sessions
here,
here, sorry,
and
and
13
13
eminent
eminent
resource
resource
persons
persons
from
from
various
various
reputed
reputed
institutions
institutions
like
like
IITs,
IITs,
NITs,
NITs,
NITR,
NITER,
BHU,
BHU,
OU,
OU,
and
and
from
from
industry.
industry.
The
The
topics are
topics are
designed
designed
for
for
all
all
professionals
professionals
in the
in the
field
field
of
of
science,
science,
medicine,
medicine,
and
and
engineering.
engineering.
The
The
schedule is
schedule is
circulated
circulated
anyhow.
anyhow.
For this
This
FTP,
FTP,
we were
we were
fortunate to
fortunate to
have
have
a
a
wide
wide
range of
range of
speakers
speakers
from
from
all
all
areas.
areas.
So
So
thank you
thank
for
you for
all the
all the
speakers
speakers
from my
from my
bottom of
bottom of
heart.
heart, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
your
your
willingness to
willingness to
share your
share your
time and
time and
expertise
expertise
in this
in this
emerging
emerging
area
area
was
was
critical to
critical
the
to the
success of
success
this
of this
event.
event.
So
So
totally
totally
135
135
participants from
participants from
various
various
institutions
institutions
throughout the
throughout the
nation
nation
have
have
registered for
registered
this
for this
event.
FTP.
I
I
hope
hope
this
this
workshop
workshop
helped them
helped
to
them to
gain
gain
excellent
excellent
knowledge
knowledge
and
and
expertise
expertise
in this
in this
field.
field.
Our
Our
chairman
chairman,
sir
sir,
and
and
secretary
secretary
madam
madam
have
have
provided
provided
an
an
extended
extended
support
support
to
to
conduct
conduct
this
this
type of
type of
workshop.
workshops.
And our
And our
principal
principal,
sir,
sir,
Dr. K.
Dr. K.
Ramesh Reddy
Ramesh
sir,
Reddy,
was
sir,
a
was a
great
great
role
role
model for
model for
all of
all
us.
of us.
Your
Your
support and
support and
advice have
advice have
helped us
helped
a
us a
lot,
lot,
sir.
sir.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much, sir.
And the
And the
guidance and
guidance and
advices
advices
from our
from our
HODs,
HOD,
sir,
sir,
are
are
tremendous,
tremendous,
and we
and
are
we are
very
very
thankful to
thankful
you.
to you, sir.
And I
And
have
I
to
have to
appreciate the
appreciate the
efforts of
efforts
our
of our
co-coordinators,
co-coordinators,
Dr.
Dr.
C.
C.
Padmaja and
Padmaja and
Mrs.
Mrs.
Bhavna
Bhavna
Madam,
Madam,
that
that
helping me
helping me
starting
starting
from the
from the
initiation of
initiation
this
of this
workshop.
workshop.
And
And I would like also,
I
I
would
would
also
also
thank
thank
Complete
Complete
EC
EC
department
department
team
team
for
for
extending
extending
full
full
support
support
to make
to
this
make this
function
function a
grand.
grand success.
With this,
With
I
this,
would
I would like to welcome all participants
to
to
this
this
5-day
5-day
workshop.
workshop.
Have a
Have a
nice
nice
time.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Indeed, we
Indeed,
are
we are
looking
looking
forward to
forward to
have a
have a
wonderful
wonderful
sessions from
sessions
the
from the
eminent
eminent
resource
resource
persons, ma'am.
persons, ma'am.
Now I
Now I
cordially
cordially
invite
invite
HOD
HOD
Professor,
Professor,
Department of
Department of
ECE and
ECE and
convener of
convener
this
of this
FDP,
FDP,
Dr.
Dr.
V.
V.
Venkateshlu
Venkateshlu
sir, to
sir, to
address the
address the
gathering.
gathering.
The dignitaries on the dais and off the days, uh, our management, Sri P. Subbareddy sir and Srimati G. Vidyareddy madam, secretary, and then our beloved principal Sri K. Ramesh Reddy sir, and our coordinator of the program, Dr. K. Ragini ma'am, and our senior professors, academics, Dean Academics, Dr. P.V.D. Somshekhar Rao sir, and also Dean R&D, Dr. P. Sudhakar Rao sir, and also the chief guest, Dr. N.C. Shivaprakash sir, and also our colleagues in here from the Department of ECE. And we heartily congratulate you all and welcome to you for the very important session, which is latest trending one and also very useful for most of the faculty and may generate lots of PhDs and also lots of project works in BTech and MTech. So the current topic has been really apt, and I uh, thank you for making a almost record number of participants here. Probably this is the first in the department of catering to 132 35 participants across India. This is very good for us because so far we cater to the South India, but we did cater very less to the across India in general. But this time, due to the online virtual mode, we have been very successful, very successful, and in reaching to you all. and the department actually houses 8 professors with doctorate and associate professors with doctorate and 33 teaching assistant professors with MTech qualification. Has got this department has lots of achievements. With one of the best achievement is to get a prize across the Asian countries for a innovation on silent heart detection with an hardware device, which is basically supposed to be a wearable device which we are trying to develop. This was the best occasion. Was they were awarded 17 lakhs of prize worth from the one of the insurance company, and was the best available. And therefore I am immensely impressed by the participants interest, and also the hard work put up by Dr. K Ragini ma'am for lots and lots of interest shown. And actually madam has worked for more than nearly 3 months to gather the resource persons around. Since this is one of the hot topic, it's difficult to find the resource persons who are working in this. So we took time for us, and I'm really thankful to madam for taking lot of pain to get this together and make things happen today. I'm very thankful to you all, and wish you all the best. Happy learning. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request our beloved principal, Janet, Dr. K. Ramesh Reddy, sir, to give his message to the participants.
So, our Honorable Chairman, Sri P. Subbareddy Garu, and our beloved the Secretary, Srimati G. Sri Vijaya Madam, and my dear Deans, Heads of Departments, and the coordinator, the co-coordinators, and my dear participants. In today's the chief guest, Dr. N.C. Sivaprakash Garu. On behalf of G. Narayanamma Institute of Technology and Science, I welcome you all for the inaugural session of the FDP program conducted by the Department of ECE, which is sponsored by the AICTE, the Training and Learning the Academy. It is worth it to note that the Department of ECE have chosen a right topic at the presence is wearable the devices. Because now, I think you're all aware that during this pandemic situation, we have learned a lot, and we have faced a lot, and from which we have learned a lot, and based on this learning the process, and we are trying to implement the many things newly. So, and that is the wearable devices is one of that the kind, and what is the latest the trending, because as just now the one of the speaker have mentioned that by 2022 there is a lot of the amount is going to be spent on the healthcare. So that's true. Now the future is the supposed to be the healthcare. So the health devices are very much essential in future by using the society. So under these circumstances, and already certain the work has been carried out by our the faculty of the Department of ECE, and they are trying to put it in the product, the kind of things. And also, it is worth to mention that the Department of ECE have published from the past the 1 year, so nearly the 7 patents on the different topics. But apart from that, the one of the patent which was submitted by our the faculty and the students, and they have won the first prize. That is a heart attack heart detector, heart attack detector. So that is very worth to note it, and then 17 lakhs of the rupees worth of. But of course, the prize money is not the criteria. But here, the way which we project our the product is the carries the weightage. So that's why I request all the faculty members and the staff of the Department of ECE to work hard in this the regard, and even on the developing the products of the wearable the devices in future too. As far as the Narayanamma Institute of Technology and Science is concerned, we will always the turn out these challenges into the opportunities, because that's what at every stage. So whichever the challenge, but we'll take it as a uh, challenge, and we will try to convert the challenge into opportunity, and thereby we will try to project the good things to the society, and also we will benefit the students too. So in this the regard, I congratulate the Department of ECE for the coming forward to conduct this FDP on the latest the technology, and I sure that this the Department of ECE will shine a lot and will produce the many number of products, will develop the many number of products in the future too. In fact, Dr. N.C. Sivaprakash Garu, who is attending the session as a chief guest, he knows because we both were the participated in the NBA, the visits to the different colleges which were happened in the Tamil Nadu and the Kerala. So I'm very happy to see you, sir, to see you as a chief guest on this occasion in our the college. And I wish, I think, good morning, sir. Can you hear?
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh. Thank you.
So, sir, can you recall me?
Yeah. Very much.
Yes,
Very much.
yes.
Very
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for make me remember. Thank you.
Yeah. So we have the participated in the Kerala and the Tamil Nadu visits. That's the government engineering colleges. Yes, sir. So I'm happy to. So I invite you. I invite you for this session, sir. I hope so you will enjoy our the sessions. And regarding the participants, because nearly the 132 have the registered for this the program throughout the country, and this is the one of the very big the event that our department is the conducting, and I'm happy to know that the participants are from different the I mean the different colleges from different the states. So I wish you all the best. I hope this the FDP will find you. Will updating your the knowledge, and also will uh, be in touch with the latest the technologies. And also I thank the resource persons from the different the colleges who are the eminent in their the fields. So from IITH, IISc Bangalore, the IIITH, and IITH and HCU, and so on and so forth. So once again, I wish you all the best to the participants, and please feel free to contact our the organizers for any kind of the doubts. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir? Moving on to the next part of our program, we are fortunate to have the chief guest of today's FDP, Dr. N.C. Sivaprakash Garu, Professor, Department of Instrumentation and Applied Physics, IISc Bangalore. Sir, thanks for accepting our invitation, sir. I now request Mrs. Yeah, thank you, sir. I now request Mrs. Bhavana ma'am to introduce sir.
Some echo is coming. Some echo.
Yeah. Good morning, one and all. I am M. Bhavna, Assistant Professor from Department of ECE, and I am so privileged to introduce Dr. N.C. Sivaprakash sir, who is the chief guest of the day. Professor N.C. Sivaprakash is from Department of Instrumentation, IISc Bangalore. His fields of interest are electronic instrumentation, analytical instrumentation, embedded systems, and development of a high-pressure DTA and its applications, cooler-based Kairos-option pumps conducting polymers and OLEDs. Professor Sivaprakash completed his BSc degree in 1976 and MSc degree in 1978 from Mysore University. He passed his MSc examination with first rank and got 5 gold medals. Professor Sivaprakash received his PhD degree in 1982 from Mysore University. He is a recipient of Young Scientist Award in the year of 1983 from the Karnataka Association for Advancement of Science. Over the last 42 years of research career, he contributed substantially by publishing and presenting over 170 papers in reputed international and national journals and conferences. Professor Sivaprakash has completed many R&D and consultancy projects funded by DRDO, ISRO, DST, UGC, and CSIR. He delivered keynote addresses and invited talks at various international and national conferences. He is a fellow and member of several professional bodies, including Senior Membership of IEEE of USA, Fellow of Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, Fellow of Institution of Engineering and Technology, Fellow of Instrument Society of India. Professor Sivaprakash sir is a reviewer of many international and national scientific journals, member of Joint Review Mission of World Bank TechWeb project, mentor and performance auditor of TechWeb funded institutions. Currently, he serves as chairman or expert member in committees of MHRD, AICTE, NBA, NAC, and UGC. He is a member of selection committees of many NITs and universities. He has been serving as a chairman of governing councils, senate, and academic councils of universities and institutions. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Bhavana. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Very good morning.
So,
Very
how are
good
you,
morning.
sir? So,
Sri
thank
Vidya,
you.
Sri Vidya Reddy Garu.
No, sir, Ragini, madam.
Oh, thank you.
Ragini.
Sorry, Dr. Ragini, convener. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Madam
sir.
did not come, Secretary Madam?
No, sir, she didn't come. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Ragini.
Okay, sir. So, we are going to start your session, sir.
Yeah, please.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your influential message. We are charmed by your message. I consider a great honor to welcome Dr. N.C. Sivaprakash sir to give his message to the participants.
Okay. Yeah, is my voice audible?
Yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Okay. Anyway, very good morning.
Yes.
At the outset, I would like to thank the chairman, Professor Subba Reddy Garu, Secretary Sri Vidya Reddy Garu, and Professor Ramesh Reddy Garu. I'm very happy. Yeah, we were there in accreditation committees. So thanks for remembering. And Professor Venkateshwar, he was our friend. He was in Bangalore, he's feel at home with me. And Professor Ragini, Professor Bhavana team, and one of my dearest friend, Professor Somshekhar Reddy Garu, and all the deans, HODs, faculty members, and my dear friends. I am delighted to be part of the inaugural function of this very important faculty development program. Today we can ask, what is not wearable? Everything that we can think of wearable devices. So it is the order of the day, and I'm very happy. ECE department of GNITS is very proactive in getting this faculty development program under ATAL. So she was saying in the beginning that is a Guinness World Record. Government of India, ACT, they have been doing lot of faculty development program. Thanks to COVID. COVID always we used to say bad. There are positive things from COVID also. So I'm very, very happy that you have recognized this conference. If I remember last year, I told what GNITS is. I just recollect. Everybody wants Jnana. Jnana is GNA. If you want any new things, if you want innovation, if you like teamwork, if you want to be smart, go to GNITS. Okay, because all these ingredients are there in GNITS. Jnana, new things, innovation, teamwork, and smartness. That is what GNITE stands for. So therefore, and I am delighted. I heard when I go for my POG meeting, I happen to be the chairman of the POG of JNTH. Always they target colleges in Telangana. So to stand top. That is what I VNR. So delighted that you are doing so well. Lot of things you are doing. I'm sure that in years to come, you all take up very challenging engineering problems in the days to come. So I will give a talk. So therefore, let me not go on and on. I just wanted to tell one little small thing. All of us have to think differently. I tell you one little story and stop. GNITS has invited 5 greatest scientists for one of the conference. It is an hypothetical story. Okay, so they invited, they had a conference. At the end of the day, there was a time for all these 5 great people. Who are they? Aristotle, Newton, Einstein, Heisenberg, Pauli. They were all strolling around. One of the journalists caught them and asked a very simple question. Surprisingly, the journalist saw a chicken crossing the road. He asked Aristotle why chicken is crossing the road. Aristotle said that is the nature of the chicken, because his research is all about understanding the nature. Then came the turn of Newton. Newton said, if chicken is at rest, it will be at rest. If chicken is moving with velocity, he started explaining his, the Newton law. The third turn of our great Einstein. Einstein said, I don't know whether chicken has crossed the road or road crossing beneath the chicken, depends on frame of reference. Fixed frame, moving frame, theory of relativity. So the beauty is The question asked is same, but the answer that each one is giving is different. Fourth turn was our, Heisenberg, great quantum physicist. He said chicken was moving with very, very high velocity. I could not measure accurately. Uncertainty principle. No two parameters can be measured accurately. Lastly, the Nobel laureate Pauli, he said, no, chicken has not crossed the road. There is already a chicken on the other side. Because all of us know little chemistry, no two electron can occupy the same energy state. So according to him, no two chicken can be on one side. So why I told this story is to motivate all of you that research is all about thinking differently. So even GNITC have think differently and came out with this faculty development program approved by ASCT. It is one of the prestigious activity, I must say. And also, I am told there are 135 participants are engaged in this 5 days program. So I don't take much time because I'm going to speak to you after the inauguration. So I take this opportunity once again to thank Chair, the Chairman of the GNITS, Secretary Madam, and the Principal, Professor Ramesh Reddy Garu, Venkateshwara, Ragini team. And I wish this faculty development program very best the next 5 days. Thank you very much. Over to you, Bhavana. Over to you. Yeah, thank you. You have some difficulty?
Madam, mute loan. Mute loan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your influential message. We are charmed with your message, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have a short break for 5 minutes. I request all the dignitaries and my dear colleagues to join for the refreshments. Participants. Okay. Good players win races. Great one break records. Legend changes the game. With this, we will now start today's FDP with keynote address by our honorable chief guest. I now invite Dr. N.C. Sivaprakash sir to take over the session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for accepting our invitation, and please start the session, sir.
Yeah. My slides are visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible. Sir, please press that F5 button, sir, to maximize. Yes, sir.
I have done it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, good morning to all of you. I thought I can speak to all of you today about recent emerging trends in biomedical engineering and healthcare. The faculty development program is being on wearable devices today, especially in the biomedical engineering and healthcare, pharmaceutical, lot of applications are there. So let me thank once again the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and straight away I want to spend a little time about what is planned in this faculty development program. IoT and wearable device, there are talks and wearable devices for physical rehabilitation. Very, very important. We used to call physically handicapped, but now Government of India has said differently abled. They're also, they can do much better than any one of us. So therefore, wearable devices are very, very important for our friends, differently abled friends in particular. And also elderly people, they need, gestural things have come in medical. Maybe time permitting, I will try to talk about. And also today we call it as flexible electronics, because these variable things should be flexible. So therefore, the electronics today that we talk is also sometimes referred to as flexible electronics, so that you can bend them, which was not the technology about 34 years ago. So there will be an overview on the flexible wearable antennas. Very, very important, because communication, antenna is the backbone. So communication today, if you have a mobile phone, we don't know, none of us know as a user, there is a small miniature antenna. Through that, we could, communicate with them. Communication technology, wearable devices is therefore is very, very important. And this faculty development program is going to speak and something about this. Wearable devices and sensors. Anything that you want to make, finally sensors are important. Without sensors, you take human body. That is why always I keep telling engineers know the biology. Unless you know anatomy of a human being, we may not be able to make anything. So therefore, let it be blood pressure, let it be pulse rate, anything that we like. Even somebody was saying that the number of steps that I walk, number of kilometers that all these things are possible only through some sensors. Unless we sense, we will not be able to convert them into numbers. So wearable devices and sensors are very important. I'm very happy that there will be a talk session on this. Wearable medical devices are plenty. Possibly, I will try to show you some few examples of today. Low range WAN devices. That is where a lot of importance is there in today's context. That also will be dealt during the faculty development program. Signaling processing. When we talk about all these things, the kind of signal that we get in medical, as all of you know, is very, very sensitive and very small. So therefore, we talk about all the scan that they do, MRI or CT or anything, FT, NMR, all these things needs a signal enhancement. So signal processing is an important component of these wearable devices. And stress management today, so wearable watch that you have, makes you, it will tell you how much calories that you have taken in, how much to burn, how much you have burned, and all this. So therefore, stress management is all about, today, especially in the era of all work from home, everybody is working more. Even teachers are working much more than the conventional offline, because 1 hour of normal teaching, what we used to do in a class, now it takes 2 hours preparation, more preparations, and so therefore, while being at computer or wherever you are, stress management is also important. Ensure that the faculty development program addresses. So therefore, what I am going to try to speak to you, some of them, not all, introduction to IoT. Today, what is not IoT? That is the question that everybody is asking. Internet of Things, cyber physical system we talk, everything can get connected. So therefore, more so in terms of wearable devices. So low power embedded system in wearable, because wearable system, when we talk in a human, we need both embedded system as well as which are low power. Wireless communication definitely is very important, and architecture of the wearable IoTs. That is where I think that of talks also will be one or two sessions that I have seen that you will do. And IoT flexible, stretchable electronics also sometimes what I used to hold last, in the previous slide. Today we talk about fast computing, internet connected. So a wearable devices, doctor, telemedicine, all of you are very familiar. Anything that a patient cannot go and get admitted in the hospital, it can be tracked with this internet connectivity. So therefore, a fog and yet computing is helping in a great way. Therefore, essentially, communication is what I thought Bluetooth plays a major role. And there are MIT applications which, time permitting, I will speak at the end. And near field communication for wearables is important area. Wearable body area sensors, wearable medical devices have come, and stress management, as I was telling. So therefore, if all of you are teachers, so therefore, it may not be out of place if I say 1 minute about what is education today. But 30, 40 years ago, education is about teacher centered, mere lecturing, memorization, and then I can teach whatever I want. I can set the question paper and then grade them. That is no more, the art of the day. It is all about base education. So therefore, in education 2.0, internet came into being in 90s, which made internet enabled open source. But everybody quickly thought education should lead to knowledge. So therefore, knowledge producing education is important. When I say it is not just mere teaching. Teaching and research, they go hand in hand. A good researcher is a good teacher. A good teacher should become a. So therefore, today, the knowledge alone will not take us anywhere. We talk about innovation producing education. What it means, knowledge, skill, attitude. Being a professional in engineering, medicine, whatever the walks of life, needs skills. Without skill, I always say, right away, MBS is a doctor. Only when you practice, become a doctor. Engineer, BTech, the moment BE, BTech we say he is engineer. I'm sure that all of you agree with me, they are not. Only when you start practicing, you start designing whatever the area in which you are, civil, mechanical, electrical, computer, hardware, software, whatever, then, so therefore, today education demands. In the same way, industry, because today we cannot industry and academia to go together. Anything that we do in the next 5-10 years, interaction in industry is very, very important. Otherwise, we are nowhere. One of the, mimicry in Bangalore always keeps saying, every one of us should know hardware or software, whether it is elderly people or children. If you don't know hardware, if you don't know software, you are nowhere. So therefore, industry interaction is becoming very important. As you know, industry 1.0, go back in 18th century, we used to produce some mechanical machines which are either powered by water or steam. Later, in the beginning of the 20th century, we started seeing the mass production. Railway, trains have come on the track, railway track, and so on. In the beginning of 1970 onward, because of electronics and information technology, autonomous production started. You don't have to go to railway station to book a ticket. You don't have to go to airport to book a ticket. You don't have to go really to a bank to draw the money. You can go to a ATM if you have money, you can do it. But today, we are in Industry 4.0, where everything is based on cyber physical systems. So that is IoT. IoT is what we all call. It gone into everything. IoT in agriculture, IoT, anything that you name, health sector, IoT places. So therefore, education, according to me, should give us 4 important things. One is knowledge, second is know-how, wisdom, and character. What is knowledge? Understand the basic principle. Know-how, to do things rightly, that is important. Now, what is the right thing to do? All of us should be able to take a decision. Next important characteristic is wisdom. To set the priority. Most of us, we just do randomly. No, we have to put the priority, which one should be done first, whether it is a research or teaching, anything that we do. Lastly, character that makes a respectable member of the society. So therefore, last slide before I move on to today's main topic, being engineering, since I am addressing all the engineering teachers today, there are 10 skills which are very important for Industry 4.0. Because that's why I showed you the previous slide where education 4.0 and industry 4.0, they have to go hand in hand. Therefore, the expectation is the graduates should get these following skills. Complex problem solving, don't they? Critical thinking, very important. Creativity, less you are, less significant. People management, extremely important. Coordinating with others, networking, emotional intelligence, decision making, or service. Negotiation is also very important component. Not that we negotiate for all the vegetable market in terms of technical things. Cognitive flex. We should quickly adopt. Today, that the last 1 year, 10 months, 11 months, we all got used to this, online teaching. Today, I'm where I am, or there in Hyderabad, but we could talk each other. That is the advantage I think we should take in future. So when I'm talking about today I thought I can say a bit about biomedical instrumentation. IoT is, as I told you, is very important, which play a major role in medical instrumentation, biomedical in particular. Which pharmacy is also an area where a lot of potential in these wearable devices and healthcare. And I will try to give some examples of IoT in general. And one more terminology we talked today, IOMT, Internet of Medical Things. And medical imaging is using IoT is important. Today, of course, for everything the people say, go and do MRI. For money, you can get scanned the whole body, but don't try to do unless it's absolutely necessary because radiation is getting to your body. But the technologically, I think we have moved forward. Patient monitoring and clinical efficiency. I told you that people need not get. I was reading in a newspaper in Bangalore yesterday. One of the patients was there in the hospital for 5 years, and about 6 crore bill has been. So it is not required, maybe in coma or whatever. So the people can be monitored, tracked wherever they are. They can be at home, and that kind of things are coming today. And finally, maybe time permit, IoT start in medicine. Very important. Today we are, that vaccine all over the globe, people are making. India also were successful in making too at a very low cost. If you want to buy the one which USA has done, it costs you 5,000 per brick dosage, and also more importantly, you have to store that in minus 70 degrees, which is almost difficult in a country like India. Whereas the two vaccine that we have done in Pune, Ahmedabad, and Hyderabad, they have been already about 40 lakhs frontline medical workers have been given. It costs roughly about 300 rupees. Not only that, it can be just stored in your refrigerator, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 4. So that is the kind of a thing, startups, things have started in India. So what is biomedical instrumentation? So let me spend 2-3 minutes to tell you what was past, what is present, and what is future. 30-40 years ago, if you go to for a physician or a surgeon, they don't know. The diagnosis was so difficult. Take for example, if you want to do bypass surgery, the patient has to be there on the bed for 6 months, 6 weeks, not 6 weeks, 6 months, because they used to cut open the whole thing. But today the technology has brought in where a patient with angiogram, they can go in 2 days, or even sometimes in a very mild attack, even in a day, they can go back to our home and get nursed. So that is the kind of a thing that is moved from biomedical instrumentation. So biomedical instrumentation and engineering, what we call, is all about application of knowledge and technologies to solve living biological systems. Today, in the medical field, fantastic. It is helping medical doctors in diagnosing, and not only in diagnosing, and today this is being used even for surgery. For instance, artificial intelligence robot, people can use even for doing eye surgery and other part of surgery very precisely. And it involves, of course, diagnosis, as I told, treatment and prevention of the disease. See, what prevention is better than cure. So therefore, the kind of tests that they are available today can, monitor yourself and see that even before getting into, olden days, there was no technology which is available to find out how body system work. So therefore, all the biomedical instrumentation, as all of you know, instrumentation is all about measure, display, and control in the control industry. But in all biomedical applications, it is all about display and measure. The simplest device that you can think is a thermometer. All that it does is measure your body temperature and displays. So therefore, this is what we call it instrumentation. And instrumentation is all about display. And so if you look at the biomedical, today what is not done, all that you require, as you know, I will not get into detail because all of you know about it. Today, there are different sources they use, electric signal. You talk about ECG, EMG, and light sources, infrared, mechanical, ultrasound. There's so much of technology has developed in mind. So all the measuring is, of course, a human. As you can see, very sincere fellow who is standing to get ready for the test being done. So what is done there? There is a sensor. And then, of course, all the related electronics with prima, amplifier. Signal conditioning is very important component of this. And then finally, the other end of the output side, it can be an alarm, it can be a display, it can be a data storage, it can be a data transmission or data recording. In the telemedicine today, I've seen one college in Pune where the all student data are there in the net. I mean, in the what should we say, cyber place, where if you go to America, you don't have to explain your history; it's all available. A doctor in America can open up with with your consent, then look at it. That kind of a thing. Today you don't have to go to America for surgery. A doctor sitting there, you can transmit all your data there. He can guide you how to do the surgery sitting there. So that is a fantastic thing that we have seen. So I told you that all your wearable devices are based on IoT. Let's try and understand what is IoT. Internet, without internet, of course, there's no Internet of Things. Internet fast. I myself in 1990 used to use a telephone dial, get connected up an hour or 45 minutes through email. That was the ERNET we used to call it in IISc. ERNET is engineering research net. So the technology available in 90s, even early 80s and 85, 90. But later, any gadget that you have, internet is available. Thanks to the government of India, on the road, wherever you see today, you have no constraint. If we move, is called mobile computing. People used to call not only computing. Now you can get connected. So IoT is simply a network of physical objects that we call it as things. That is why the name IoT. They are all with, of course, sensors, software, and other technology for the purpose of connecting and exchanging the data. Of course, over the internet, therefore, we call IoT, Internet of Things. So here, there are multiple technologies available today. Things are done in the real time, and a lot of analytics are used because a lot of data crunch is going on. Therefore, you know that today, machine language, deep learning plays an extremely important role. Commodity sensors are available. Embedded systems are available. World wireless sensor networks are available, control systems are available. So therefore, today a home, we call it a smart home. Automation is done. Lighting, for instance, if you don't have to switch on, there are mechanisms by which the flux of the light goes down in the evening. Automatically, light can switch on at home. Security systems are there. Thermostat, using thermostats, you can cut off and cut on. The cameras are there to control. So smartphones, smart speaker, and so on. All those things are part of the. I was mentioning that in Industry 4.0 today, we are all talking cyber physical system. What is cyber physical system then? After all, it is a computer system in which a mechanism is controlled or monitored by computer-based algorithms. So in cyber physical system, physical and software components are deeply intertwined. That is what we do in SIP. So just let me I promise that I will give you examples. Today, after COVID, it has become normal. Any place you go to, any health checkup, they put on your finger one device, what we call it as pulse oximeter, which is a non-invasive, doesn't damage anything. You can just start and then you can monitor two types of oxygen. All that it does is saturation, oxygen saturation. One of oxygen saturation is called peripheral, which is SpO2. It's not identical to the desirable arterial oxygen, SaO2, but it gives you an idea, SpO2. So therefore, anyone patient, that's why we go there and make sure that you are at 19, below 95. The moment it goes goes up, your problem. So this is what the oxygen saturation earlier so tough 10-15 years ago. You can even buy, which is available, affordable price. You can keep it at home, and then if you have any chronic patients, diabetics, or any other heart diseases people, even normal, get it checked. This is one best example that I can give in biomedical instrumentation through the IoT. Very simple device. Recently, about 2 months ago, I was reading some paper where I found the engineers print wearable sensors. You can see, the tattoos are very familiar with our people, younger generation. So you can see on the hand, they have put this pattern. Novel sintering technique. If a sintering normally takes higher temperature. So normal sintering is what they don't use because otherwise the whole skin will get out. So I'll just explain you in a minute what they do. They're two great scientists. One is Ling Zhang from Penn State USA, Chang Lab, and Harbin Institute of Technology. These two, what they have done is at the room temperature, sintering a layer. What they used is polyvinyl alcohol paste. The main ingredient is peelable face mask. You can remove it also, and it can be reused. That is the beauty. Of course, it's still not in the market, but they have in the lab. It is working. Calcium carbonate they use. What they do is they print the rough surface and allows. Simply they've used the air blower. Therefore, that air blower will not go at our body, it can take the temperature. So therefore, air dryer is used with this polyvinyl alcohol and then made a pattern, made a layer of the metal pattern. They have started using, and then you can remove that. That is more remove the anything that you want from that solvent, like an ink. If you have ink on your finger, you can even clean it up in the same way. So idea is they are trying to do possibly in a year's time it may come to the market. It could be recycled. That is important because anything that is recycled, the value of the price of item will come down. ISRO also sent satellite, but now they started working on a technology called reusable, so that the item which comes back after the the thing, if you can reuse, you can save a lot of. So therefore, recycling is very, very important even in the medical wearable devices. So this is very, very important. This kind of a sensors are definitely will be useful in particularly in COVID-19 symptoms can be. So IoT in pharmaceutical, if you look at it, I was hearing a lecture about World Health Organization. Any disease in the world can be cured with roughly 30-40 medicines. But in India, we have something like 60 lakh formulas. Quality check. If you want, make a medicine and sell it, you can apply, they will approve, but it takes about 2 years for quality. By then, you can sell the medicine and make money out of it. So that is the kind of a thing we are in this country. I think we should get after it. The problem in Indian context. Otherwise, the lot of another example that I can give is in the healthcare is telehealth response watch. This is not normal watch which shows the time, but so many other parameters that it show changing this, the mode. Today we have also personal digital application and a computer. Of course, the mobile itself is a computer. The first computer that I bought in 1982 was only 4 megahertz, which costed me about 1 lakh that day, those days. 1 lakh in 1982 is a big amount. That was the scenario. Today, buy a smartphone even for 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, which is a very remarkable thing thanks to the IoT. Of course, this is another area. Wearable technology plays a major role. Fashion, be it fashion technology, smartware, and skin electronics, fashion electronics detection, analyze, and so a simple looks like a watch, but it can do and measure, display, and then help you in monitoring your own health condition in many ways. So just to give some example of wearable, one is heart rate. Earlier we used to go to the doctor always, but there are gadgets where you can find out your own heart rate. Calories burned, simple, wearable watch, step walk, blood pressure, measure, digital. So not a claim that it is not so accurate, but anyway, it gives an indication, plus minus 5%. But still, it is people who have a high blood pressure used to go wait in the health center, get measured every alternate day or weekly. So therefore, today have become because of the wearable devices, you do yourself. Release of certain biochemicals can be found out from these wearables. That is very important. Time spent exercise. See that, this is one area where I must tell, epilepsy, very unfortunate thing. People suddenly search of electrical activity, the brain collapse. So their wearable thing would help, and then if you have a communication with your family doctor or a nearest health center, patient can be saved. This is one of the best example that I can give where a lot of things have happened in this area. Physical strain also can, a wearable thing can give you a measurable. So another important thing that has come in medicine is implanted neuroprosthetic device. This is hearing loss. If you there, a modified sense sound. Today you must have used. People are using even impair people sound and speech with language. You can sign language can give gestural. So this is what cochlear implant. See, this is another big area which is coming up in the speech and hearing, so where people differently abled people can be treated. This is an example. This is the device, canal hearing aid. Because even you have a simple one where it helps them hear. The another IoT I was mentioning earlier, Internet of Medical Things. It's also, we can call it a smart healthcare, remote patient monitoring. So I was mentioning that doctor, you don't have to get admitted for routine things in the hospital these days. So you can be at home, the remote area. For instance, even in hospital, isolation wards are there, which is away from the normal wards. So that is where the remote pension and RPM can be used and decreases the cost of the healthcare. Otherwise the bills, of course, our people else, hospitals charge is almost impossible for common man bear. So going on in the medical imaging, MRI, simple, all that as in the nuclear magnetic resonance, that any, carbon, if you take the nucleus has got an angular momentum and it has got a large frequency. Therefore, what they do in MRI is an absorption in body. They apply there is a radio frequency, natural frequency. They apply an external field equivalent to this, then energy gets absorbed. That will be shown. All these, the MRI signal abnormality or body, whether it be a brain or any part of the body, can be found out from magnetic resonance imaging. It's a very, very big, invention since the last 10, 15 years. CT, telemedicine, AI based, I told you earlier, surgeries, artificial and robots are being used for both diagnosis as well as. Another is patient monitoring and clinical efficiency. Pathology, you must be knowing, for diagnosis, they do a lot of tests that can be done. Today in Bangalore or Hyderabad, people don't go even to give the blood. People come, take it, and it is there in evening on your mobile. So these are the, so therefore, a lot of things have this, biology, radiobiology or whatever, science is important. Without science, there is no engineering, always I keep saying. So therefore, the engineering institution, the physics, chemistry, mathematics people are very important. Unfortunately, we don't take them to main. So I would always think, I will always advocate science people should think about the engineering. Applied physics is what we want, not the pure physics. Applied chemistry, engineering chemistry, engineering physics. This I think will take you biologists can get into engineering biotech. Another important device that has come is voice used interface. So people who have, the spoken command can be given in a wheelchair, for instance. They will not be able to say by gestural or by the hand. If we give a button to their finger, they can manage themselves without any external support. And also today e-health. E-health is just about 20-year-old internet medicine. Virtually everything related to the computer and medicine. Everything now today computer before IT in 2000. We never even thought that medicine in the last 20 years would get so much attention. So healthcare practices is, what health is nothing but e-commerce, e-governance, like e-health. Especially in the last Bangalore, we have seen last 10 months, people are not going to hospital. Whether it's a dentist, whether it is ophthalmologist, surgeon or physician, they are giving telemedicine. You can, they will talk to you, they will try to. So this is fantastic development that is. So mobile health is what we generally call. Very important thing that I was mentioning only smart home, but what is important home, elderly people are there in big cities. Nobody will be there at home. So home automation for elderly people and also for disabled, differently abled people is a fantastic thing that we have seen in the recent years. And another important area where is playing a major role is energy conservation. Water is so important. We cannot. So it is not just a level indicator of the tag. Even other places where it is not in use, there are sensor based. In many libraries, international libraries, I have seen where if nobody, sensor based writing, otherwise a huge library used to spend a lot of energy. So these are all the things are happening. One last example I can give it to you is about smart. Those who are electrical engineering, they know power grid, and power grids become smart grid. Now, grid is all about different energy, renewable energy coming into one, be it hydraulic and hydro, or maybe wind power, tidal power, or even solar, which is very, very important because today we cannot give hydro power to everybody across the country. So what you can see from this, what is the characteristic of a smart grid is shown in the right side. Earlier we had a traditional system. If you look at the blue one, it is a home, and the right side now every home is smart now. That means you have antennas and like. So earlier power, grid to the user was only one way. Now you can see the other side is bi-direction. And we used to have only single point. There is no pipelining and all that. Now there are multiple things have come, and scaling has become very, very easy. And also earlier we used to centralize everything centralized, but now decentralization has taken. That is very, very important. And lastly, if you look at last top one, earlier large power plants we used to build. So we don't have to. We can have a solar, we can have a wind, we can have hydro. All of them can go to grid. So if you go to South India, especially Tamil Nadu, you can see huge. The subsidies are given for solar energy, where lot of energy is going to the grid. So this is another example where this cyber physical system or IoT, what we talk, not just in medicine, not just in pharmaceutical, all walks of life defines application. So a smart grid, just another 1 or 2 minutes, I will not go into detail. There are 5 layer things we call it. You look at the function versus the attributes. The first layer we call it as a smart connection level. Second layer is a data to information. Third one is cyber level. Fourth, cognition level. And fifth one is configurable. So various things today you have smart meters, smart appliances, renewable energy. All of them smart grid. With power grids have all become smart grid. It can cut off. Suppose just a simple example that I can give is, let us say you want to restrict yourself, you don't want to use more than 1,000 rupees per month, you just charge it like a mobile, and after that automatically it cuts off. It monitors, it tells you every day how much is left. So that is the kind of a thing that we are moving. So we can conserve energy and we can make the smart, and everything can be, it's all the technology that is made. So last part of my talk, technology, when I am talking, IT plus IT equal to IT. Mathematically it is not correct. What I meant is, first IT is information technology yesterday, plus second IT is information technology today, which is equal to information technology tomorrow. This is how things are happening. In 2000, you have 2K problem, information technology has come, but it has led to next biotechnology. Today for diabetics, insulins are being, vaccines are now. Vaccines used to take 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, 20 years, but today, remarkable time, they have done it. Last 8 months, 6 months, of course, still the clinical trials, still we should appreciate that they have come out with a vaccine, and about 40 lakhs dosages have been given so far in the India in the last 3 weeks. And GE is nothing but geo. So, all the information that we heard, people jokingly say, if you want to do academics, go to USA. If you want adventurous, go to Australia. But if you want to do innovation, be in India. So India itself is a great country where innovation takes place. Lot of innovations are happening. I'm sure that every institution, wherever you have come from, today, no institutions will left out without innovation. Innovation, incubation, startup are order of the day. Today's research is tomorrow's technology. A country like ours, agriculture is the main, food security, health is extremely important. Today, 1st February, Union budget is being presented by Nirmala Sitharaman. I'm sure that this year budget will have more money for medical care because of vaccine, and we spend a lot of cash, medicines for even COVID. So what they used to spend about 1.5 GDP, it may go to 3, 4, 5% of the GDP. It is much higher than even education. So health sector is important. It's also being used in drug delivery infrastructure. A country like ours, long, next 20, 30 years, huge money investment is required for infrastructure. Of course, good roads are required, good buildings are required. Climate change is very important. Of course, thanks to COVID last 10 months, ecosystem is very good. I hope that even after the COVID, we continue all our best practices as much as possible. So these are four areas: India, agriculture, health, infrastructure, and climate plays a role. Therefore, there are smart sensors are coming, and connectivity wise, 5G is there. So therefore, that integrations are taking IoTs have come, and supply chain, cyber physical system. They are all artificial intelligence that you talk. Machine learning, deep learning, cloud computing, e-commerce, everything are so the boundaries. And civil, mechanical, electrical, computer, all will go away in next 5 10. Just to give an example, if you are neuroscience, you need biologists, you need physicists, you need computer science, and nanoscience require mechanical engineer, electronics engineer, physicists, electronics, and so on. So things are becoming so interdisciplinary. You have to cut across all the disciplines, especially even in research. Few research will not take us anywhere. Everybody should start thinking about the applied, where across the artificial intelligence, where you require mechanical, electronics, computers, people coming together, they can achieve something. Same way, mechatronics, mechanical and electronics, and so on. So therefore, one example that I can give is artificial intelligence. So AI, is also will be used for monitoring and also for business processes they are using. Examination today in the education, proctor system, if you want, the AI is being used. Personalization, you want to find out who is the fast learner, slow learner, artificial intelligence is being used in the real time. AI is also is becoming more accurate and available in affordable price. Every device that we are thinking is AI powered technology in this space. Human and AI cooperation increases. Of course, everything cannot be done artificial intelligence, and AI is increasingly at the edge. In the computer language, edge means machine level. So AI is taking a place at the edge, close to the point where the data is gathered. Because we talk about cloud computing, fog computing, and so on. And not only areas, artificial intelligence is also playing a role in film field, music, games, cricket that being played. Lot of things AI is being used for post review. AI is also becoming more present in cyber security because future is going to be the cyber security where artificial intelligence major role. All of us will interact with AI maybe without even knowing it. That is what the order of the day is. But AI will recognize us even if we don't recognize AI. That is the part of the life in today's. Increase efficiency through self-learning algorithm. IIoT they call it. IoTs have become IOOTs. IOOTs, industry Internet of Things. Efficient decisions can be made through visualized data. And another important area AI plays a major role in the renewable energy or sustainable technologies. Of course, in medicine, I give a lot of example. In education and personalized learning, and also in education, you can use our proctor system. Swayam, in examination, you can find out now future examination reforms will take. So just to name a few technologies, artificial intelligence, or IoT is playing a major role. Robots, cyber security, data science, quantum computing, 3D printing, blockchain, augmented reality, virtual reality. I reckon words, Astra, and if you remember, Dr. Kalam had a dream that by 2020, India have project called Pura means providing urban facility to rural area. If everything is provided, good hospital, good school, good road, people don't get migrate to the city. That was his ambitious plan. and still we are not successful. Hope in years to come. Astra is all about application of science and technology to rural area. So I would urge all my dear participants today, take up some projects, local area, be it energy because we have power problem, be it on agriculture, be it on medical field, anything that you think is useful to our local area, to do some project and help them as much as possible. Just at the end, I would like to say that artificial intelligence, I told many times that plays a major role in all walks of education, medicine, to any area that. Of course, blockchain is all about engineering and management, e-commerce, and today everything is e-governance, e-commerce, Bitcoin, genetic testing. There may not be those who are there in the biotechnology and biomedical, RNA, DNA, that what we talk. Today, a lot of research is being going on, technologies have been developed by Biocon, Bangalore, and so on, vaccine, uh, preparations. 3D printing is going to play a major role. Additive manufacturing, we call it. Today you can get a pattern of it. Of course, 3D printers are available for 15,000 to 1 crore to 5 crore. So huge, it's an area where product design and all that will have more impact. AR, VR. Last 3 months you have been seeing convocations are being held virtually. Your faculty development programs are being held virtually. So therefore, everything, even virtual lab you can create. Some of the experiments you can do not being there. Virtual instrumentation, we call it. Autonomous vehicle. Driverless may be a little difficult in India for some more time unless we structure. But what is going to happen in India is about electric vehicles. Small cars have come, but bus, trucks in next 10, 15 years, you can see on the road, electric bus, electric battery based. You may not see possibly next 10 years petrol bunks. You may see only charging station wherever you can charge and start moving. Hyperloop is another important technology where 2 months ago I saw in Japan, they could go underground 500 kilometers in 10 minutes. Very fast, much faster than the aircraft. So even in Pune, they tried out, and in Europe, of course, this is coming up. But what is so important for India is smart cities, because hundreds of cities are in the queue, because India is a big country with 150 districts. So where you need a good infrastructure, good road, building, communication, and anything. So therefore, there is huge potential in smart city technologies, where lot of opportunities also be there for our graduates, be it a civil or mechanical or electrical or computer or IT. So therefore, future India is great. We are in Made in India, product with label Made in India locally. But today, we moved into Make in India, new foreign investment in Indian market. Money will come, job is for our people, we make profit. Part of the profit we have to give to the investor. That requires digital India. So digital infrastructure as a utility for every citizen. Of course, already to some extent, digital empowerment to citizen is done. We don't know how to live today with a mobile. Governance is happening. Services are on demand are happening. So therefore, last one slide about I promise that IoT startup. I will not get into the IoT startup per se because there is going to be a talk. I just thought that today every engineering institution, you should do research, you should do innovation, you should do startup, you should do entrepreneurship. So if you add all of them, it becomes RISE, RISE. So therefore, this faculty development program certainly will lead to research, certainly will lead to innovation, certainly also will lead to startups and also entrepreneur. In future, there may not be many government jobs, may have to become entrepreneur and job seeker, you may have to give job to others. So interestingly, if you see startup, wonderful word. S is successful. When all things have to be successful, otherwise, there's no startup. How does it become successful? With a letter T, technology. I mentioned many technologies, so technologies we have to learn and then adopt. And another important thing that in startup is A, that is agility. You have to move fast, access fast. Otherwise, what happens is you just 1 second. Hello. Hello. Yes. Tell me. Yeah, I have. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So agility, it is like taking a ticket after train is left. You have to be fast. R, re-engineering. Everybody should have a tinkering lab. You know where Korea is, where Japan is. Reverse engineering. So we may have to get into that in this. T is a teamwork. Unless there is a team, startup will not be successful. U, unique approach. Unless we are unique, then we will not be able to succeed. And startups require E, persistence, patience. And lastly, this will be successful with another yes, to take up some societal agriculture. I told you, a country like ours, there are plenty of things, infrastructure, agriculture, and so on. So there are venture, there are, for startup today, banks are giving money, financial institutions, government of India is giving. So there are many, many ways by which. So I thought I could stop here. The last, always I like this slide. So what I quote Johnson Johnson. To achieve quality, we need to work together, collaborate with each other, tolerate the differences, respect the diverse views, because none of us is as smart as all of us. Today, all the 135 participants, all faculty members of GNITs, and many others offline listening to me. I hope that my first talk, I tried to give you the bird's eye view of where the wearable devices are today in various parts of life. So thank you very much. Once again, I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to spend about 2 hours, 10 to 12 with all of you, though virtually. Hopefully after COVID, let us all meet, like Professor Ramesh Reddy was saying, that we met in the accreditation in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So hope to see all of you in near future and wish this faculty development a great success. So thank you all. Over to the host, Dr. Ragini or Dr. Pavan. Yeah, Dr. Hello. Yeah.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah. Was
Sir,
it
thank you.
audible last 1 hour, my talk?
Yes, sir, it's audible, sir.
Very good, good.
Sir, thank you so much for your words of wisdom. It will be a great pleasure for us to listen to you again in our future events also, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation, sir.
Thank you, thank you. I thank Professor Subba Reddy Garu, Sri
Yes.
Madam, Sri Vidya Madam,
Yes,
and
sir.
Ramesh Reddy Garu, Venkateshu, then of course, Dr. Ragini, Dr. Bhavana, every one of you.
Padmaja, sir. Yes, sir.
Padma, yeah. I
Padmaja, sir.
cannot talk.
Yes.
Yeah. If I don't tell somebody's name, don't feel bad. All the fraternity of ECE and other deans, HODs of other department of GNITS, Jnana, New, Innovation, T for teamwork, and that's all smartness. That is what GNIT is. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Sir, Professor S. Raghavan sir is waiting for you to talk, sir.
Yeah, Professor Raghavan, how are you?
Hello, good morning, sir. I enjoyed your overview, and I'm remembering our nice meeting in NIT Silchar.
Oh, yes, thank you. World is small. We met. I remember you. Silchar. Yeah, great.
Stalwart, antenna stalwart. Dr. Somashekar Reddy is also here. He's a practical
so
antenna person.
Reddy is very good
Through
friend
them,
of mine also.
I am able to see your other side of academic thing. Now only I am hearing your biomedical side. I know many of your other academic activities. Today I enjoyed your biomedical aspect. Once again, I thank you, Madam Ragini, and also Dr. Somashekar Reddy. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Professor Raghavan. Thank
Yes,
you,
yes.
Professor Somashekar Reddy garu. Yeah.
Sir, thank you, sir. It was indeed informative session, and all of us have got a lot to take back, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Thank you, sir.
can I take a leave or any other formalities are there? You can finish.
Yes, sir. It's a lunch break for all the participants and all the colleagues
Have a
presented
wonderful
here.
lunch and then go on. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, Professor Raghavan, Professor Somashekar Reddy, Venkateshwar, everyone.
Very happy, sir.
Happy.
Thank you, sir. We have a lunch break and we'll start the session by 2 o'clock sharp.